Was Donald Duck a Nazi? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to Between the Keyframes, where I discuss cartoons, animation, and all good things between. In this short series, we're going to look at cartoon propaganda and how they play a small but important role in times of war. And boy, let me tell you, if you're in the cartoon business at that time, business is good.
And cousin, businesses are booming. Oh, yeah.
In propaganda, you want to make the enemy look like evil monsters with no morals, and for you and your allies to be the heroic patriots. So what better way to do that than through cartoons? Now, in order to propaganda properly, you need to get really good at caricature art. A caricature is a rendered image showing the features of the subject as being simplified or exaggerated. This technique was used extensively in cartoons during World War II. So for example, let's take a look at the Disney cartoon To Fuhrer's Face from 1943. Using a popular parody song by Spike Jonze as a foundation, Disney presents a humorous mocking tone of the Nazi ideology. Starting off with the German Oompa band, each caricature is represented as Axis leaders Joseph Goebbels, Heinrich Himmler, Hermann Göring, Hideki Tojo, and Benito Mussolini. With exaggerated features and mannerisms, we can see how the animators wanted the audience to view these people as anything but intelligent, masculine, or even human. The lyrics of the song use quotes from the Axis leaders and the Nazi anthem. Just listen to some of these lines.
Is we not the Supermen?
Aryan Pura Superman?
Yeah, we is the Supermen.
Super duper Superman.
Spike Jonze then illustrates the absurdity of the lyrics by combining them with an upbeat, almost carnival-like soundtrack. Soon after, we're introduced to, well, Donald Duck as a Nazi. But don't worry, it gets better. We see him waking up in a rather charming little house with Nazi symbols everywhere. Even the cuckoo clock has been Nazified. As our protagonist, we are meant to have empathy for him. I mean, who doesn't want to be waken up by being stabbed by a bayonet? As a good German citizen, he goes through his morning hails and gets ready for breakfast. Even though he has very little food, he has to hide anything that may be perceived as a luxury, in case the prying eyes of the Gestapo see it and punish him. We then see Donald Duck spray into his mouth an aroma of bacon and eggs, and carve a slice of bread like it was a piece of wood. The whole morning routine sequence is very funny, but it's also meant to make the American audience feel superior to the German way of life while under Hitler's rule. Donald then gets a lovely escort to work, where he preps munitions for Hitler's military machine. Under constant guard, the work is tiring and unrelenting. But hold on, I want to stop for a second and highlight some of the excellent animation going on here. Specifically this shot of Donald Duck reacting to missing some shells. As an animator, you want to convey to the audience as much information as possible through the movements of your character. In this scene, we see Donald look exhausted by the dropping of his shoulders and drooping eyes. But the conveyor belt is still going. He then surprisingly realizes that he is missing some shells, leaping for the furthest one, but misses, and then grabs the next one. He screws on the tip while watching to see if the guards had noticed the slip-up. This sharp attention to detail is what really elevated early Disney animation above other companies. Now back to the cartoon, we see that at least Donald's job has a great vacation benefit package.
Now comes the vacation with pay. Ah, the beautiful Alps with the birds.
Short-lived as it was, he gets back to work doing overtime until he is deliriously overworked and starts tripping balls. At the end of the cartoon, the audience is relieved to find out that it was all just a dream, and Donald Duck is really as American as apple pie.
of the United States of America.
Upon release, Der Fuhrer's Face was a huge success. The soundtrack sold over 1.5 million copies and became number 3 in the US music charts. It helped sell war bonds that would be used to fund the war effort, and then in March of 1943, it won Best Animated Short Film at the 15th Academy Awards, becoming the one and only Donald Duck cartoon to ever win an Oscar. Well, that's all the time we have for today. If you would like to support the channel, please subscribe and share. And let me know in the comments what you think of the video. Thank you for watching.